Autism and ADHD often overlap with hypermobility conditions like hypermobile spectrum disorders, HSD, or hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome.
My name is Dr. Jessica Eccles, and I'm a clinical senior lecturer at Brighton and Sussex Medical School in the United Kingdom. The neurodivergent individuals were twice as likely to be hypermobile than the comparison group, and that the neurodivergent individuals experienced more pain and more symptoms of abnormalities of the flight and fright nervous system. What we found was that hypermobility was the mechanistic factor behind that. This study is important because it identifies a potential mechanism for why neurodivergent people may experience more symptoms such as pain. And by recognizing the relationship between hypermobility, neurodivergence, and physical symptoms, we can help people try and get the support that they need to help manage different problems in different domains. This study should help springboard future research into the relationship between hypermobility and neurodivergence, and hopefully inform personalized interventions for patients and the public in the future. The really key thing is to enhance recognition amongst healthcare professionals and patients alike. This study was funded by the Medical Research Council, MQ, and Versus Arthritis.
Fingers crossed, toes crossed.
Yeah, I do this whole joke every single time.
Yeah, we don't have any technical issues today. All right.
Okay. Well,
and I'm not we have them.
Confident.
He does have a weird limberness, doesn't he? To the stretching of the legs. The fat foot crew is fully felted at this point, right?
You know what? Honestly, like probably one of the worst feelings I've had lately is having to come to terms with that fact that the prop foot is pretty much debunked at this point.
Yes.
Because I don't know how he has managed to fucking pull his foot this high up his fucking body. And frankly, it feels like an old friend dying that I can't think about the prop foot anymore. So.
I think he has a low level of Ehlers-Danlos or whatever, the thing that makes you more stretchy.
Yeah.
He's not exercising, he's not stretching, he doesn't get to this naturally. You know what I mean?
I mean, he did do a lot of toe walking, so he's done the work.
Issues today. All right? And my apologies if we have them. Okay? I don't know what causes them. I'm not doing it. It seems to me now all my problems are caused by automatic stupid updates that I'm not telling anything to do.
Oh my God.
Or they're required
that's our
and I
second
can't
of the
even
day.
make progress without doing them. Okay? Let's do some shout outs.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Hypermobility is a condition that affects many autistic people. It's characterized by overly flexible joints and muscles that may lead to chronic pain. Results showed that the joints of children with autism were significantly more supple than their typically developing peers.
Okay, so there's a lot of people who will say that there are no physical traits of autism, and they kind of, I know what you mean. When you have like some disabilities, then you have visible signs. Like if you're a wheelchair user, obviously that's a physical sign that you have a disability. But autism is classed as a hidden disability, and because of this, it kind of goes unnoticed a lot of the time, and people will kind of just glaze over and be like, oh, I don't know if they're autistic or not, because there's no way of telling. So the first one is toe walking. So toe walking is kind of walking on your tiptoes. When you see people do this, and kids do this quite often, but autistic people will toe walk more often than not. And so this is another telltale sign, especially if you're kind of like looking to see if somebody is on the autism spectrum and you've got some suspicions about it, then toe walking is a good one.
Next question is from that Zumba guy. He says, I noticed in your PC unboxing vid that you have surprisingly well-developed calves. Okay. Do you do lower leg exercises? The answer to that question is no, I do not do leg exercises, but I've explained this in previous videos. I walk on my toes a lot. I tend to walk on my toes. And when I walk on your toes, it's always putting tension on this back calf muscle on your leg and causes it to tense up, and has given me pretty well-developed calves my entire life. A couple of quick shout-outs. Alex from Phoenix did a super chat. I'm killing myself in the gym for those calves. Here you come making me envious. Laughing my ass off.
Yeah, it's again, I've literally been walking. Whenever I walk on my toes. And it's just happened my whole life. It's not like I planned to do it. It's not like, you know what I mean? It just always has been like that. And it made my calves huge. It's a fact. It's not me lying or making something up. What would I benefit from that? Do you think I care? Do you think we're going to get into the calf contest? Maybe I should. Maybe I should say, it's the calves all the ladies want and all the men desire. And I am the master of calves and you are a plebeian loser. The king of calves here on DSP Gaming. To be honest, I don't think you're supposed to walk on your toes, right? A doctor would probably say you have bad posture and stuff if you do that. I just have done it. I don't know what else to say. I just done it my whole life. Now, detractors will never skip leg day in the hopes of felting the king. You're right. Look, people are actually posting up pictures of their own calves now. Now, there's a slight difference between this calf and mine. As you're going to notice, this is one big bulky muscle, and then we have my tendons and bone to my foot. This guy is like a giant chunk. I think what it is his leg is much shorter than mine. So he doesn't really have the length. He just has the muscle, and then, like, you know what I mean? Show my other calf. You did. Look. They're the same. My calves are the same. They're exactly the same. They're both very large. I don't have one abnormally large calf and one small calf. I have two very large calves from walking on my toes. And even look, even the leg muscles under the leg are actually quite buff too, again, from walking on my toes.
Toe walking in children is often seen as a concern because it can be a sign for certain neurological and developmental conditions. It can also be a concern as the Achilles tendon and the calf muscle can become really tight and not allow the foot to reach the ground correctly. This can actually lead to a few longer term conditions and effects to the front end of the foot, and may require either further treatment or potentially tendon lengthening surgery.
When someone is a toe walker, the majority of their time is spent stretching the calves. Although this feels good, it doesn't address the source of the problem. Think of my hand representing muscle. Concentric muscle compresses the pelvis forwards. This shifts the center of mass forwards and provides an anterior pelvic tilt. So you can see when we stretch, we feed this dysfunction. Yes, we get the calf stretch, but we increase our forward center of mass. So this is why an exercise like a heels elevated goblet squat can work as an alternative. Both the elevation of the heels and the forwards position of the kettlebell allows us to create more of a posterior weight shift. So if you're a toe walker, choose exercises that shifts the pelvis back.
G'day everyone, it's Andrew Whitehouse here, and this week we're talking about something slightly different, and that's motor movements. Now, of course, we diagnose autism based on the presence of social communication difficulties, as well as the presence of repetitive behaviours, and we don't often talk about motor movements, so how we walk, how we get around. The study that we've linked to this week is a meta-analysis of motor movements in kids and adults on the autism spectrum. Now, meta-analysis is where you go to a certain area and get all the different studies in a particular area and you summarize them. The main findings of this is that actually there is really good evidence that there are for gait abnormalities, so walking difficulties in children and adolescents on the autism spectrum, particularly a wider step width as well as a slower walking speed. There are a few others as well, but they were the main ones. And that's a really interesting finding. And that's really the main takeaway point here, is that actually on average we do see greater preponderance of gait abnormalities in kids and adolescents on the autism spectrum.
Oh, holy shit, it's a ghost!
I was running through the six with my woes. You know how that shit go.
All right, everyone, so we've got a problem.
This morning, clicked the screen. DSP sounded different, yeah, shifted dream. Saw the comments, laughed so hard, his voice turned zesty like a bizarre yard. H-bomb worked his magic surprise. DSP was spice in his eyes. Viewer baffled, scratching heads. Who knew a bomb could change what's said? Zesty bomb changed the game. No more dullness, no more sane. Laughter echoes across the land. H-bomb's magic we all understand.
What's stimming?
So stimming is short for self-stimulatory behavior. So basically it's when you're kind of repetitively tapping into a sense. But yeah, we've got all our fidget toys here to demonstrate. Got the sort of cliched autistic stims like flapping and rocking and, you know, maybe even sort of spinning.
Yeah, hair twirling.
Hair twirling, definitely. Yeah. And then ones that maybe aren't so movement based. So things like, you know, kind of watching lights or little raindrops going down the window. Yeah. And then you've got like humming and things like that, echolalia and palalalia, so loads of different ways that you can stim.
And as long as it's not harming you or others, then stimming is perfectly safe, right?
Yeah, there's so many good reasons that we stim. It can aid with memory, it can also help with concentration an awful lot. Stimming can help with regulation, sort of emotional regulation, but also from a sensory point of view as well.
Said, what's your RGB setup for today? It's supposed to simulate flowing water like, you know, a tide coming in and out. my God. But I bought the RGB, like, Super Edition. This thing can color match. If I want to match a color, I use my camera, I give it to the screen, and the screen will make that color. Okay? This thing does RGB. Watch this. A little bright, but I have the ability to go any color that I want. RGB-wise. Oh, look at this. Blue. Here, I'll lower the brightness. There you go, so we can actually see. Blue, this is blue light right now. It's a blue screen. I can go to any color. Like, I can do pink. This is icy blue. Green. I could be green fill for it. Green with envy. So jealous of everyone around me for some reason all of a sudden. I don't understand. Either that or I'm the Grinch. I'm Grinch Phil. Here we go. Why does my leg shake so much lately? Actually, my leg has always shaken a lot. I've always had, I don't know if it's officially restless leg syndrome. I've never had it diagnosed, but I've always had this going my whole life. My leg, I always have like a leg shaking or something. It's very hard for me to sit completely still. It really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, Phil here, and welcome to a pretty unique unboxing video.
Phil thought this video was unique because of what he was unboxing. What made it unique was for the first 3 minutes, his reflection was easily visible. And he was doing two things. He was swaying left and right, and he was doing his famous T-pose.
Last night, there's a YouTuber named Black Nerd, and he actually, from time to time, makes videos that he's commissioned to do. He's actually commissioned to make videos by companies like Nintendo and stuff. His videos are getting flagged, and he's like, Nintendo outright gave me permission to do it. In fact, they paid me to make this video, and they told me explicitly that I can monetize it on my channel, and you're flagging it for Content ID. What the fuck? So here's the problem. Some nerd, I hate to say it, some nerd at Google, oh, I made the perfect algorithm and it's going to solve all our problems and we don't have any copyright issues anymore. I put up my Christmas tree on camera.
And talk about anything under the sun.
And talk about lots of stuff. And we will talk about lots of stuff.
Lots of stuff.
Like how not to wave dangerous knives at people.
Yes.
So, started out this year as like, pretty confident. My second year doing stuff on YouTube, and last year, the year ended really, really strong for views. And I was feeling pretty confident, that I was at least going to allow this to go on for another couple years. And kind of decided to branch out a little bit at the end of last year because I said, it's fun playing just video games all the time, but, to be able to do other stuff that I've always wanted to do. And one of the things... What?
Because I can really hear it.
Oh, well, the problem is the camera's right next to it, so if I turn it off, the camera will hear it too loud.
Well, you know what, then they don't have to listen to you reminisce.
Aw, you're mean. I'll turn it up in the next video. I'll turn it up a little bit.
Yes, good, like that.
We'll just go from...
What?
Do you know where the keyboard, the volume control is on the keyboard? No. I was going to say, just press it one up. On the right side, you press it once. There you go.
There we go, that's better.
Oh, by the way, now we're past it, but notice when he first comes out, watch, he's doing the T-pose. Whoever editor this is, you are a fucking legend. Watch this.
Superstar, introducing down from the rafters.
He's T-posing. Look at that. What's this Y pose? This is a stretchy one.
Okay, so.
Whoa.
The touch.
What?
By the way. Uh-oh.
Ooh. Now, I know that there is someone in Catherine's family said that Kat was autistic, right? Someone in Catherine's family did say that. Now, this is very reminiscent of something Kat does that Ludwig World Order showed to me. This could be a connection in some way, some might say, to something known as the cat stretch. And the cat stretch looks like this, and as you can see, it's a similar style move.
Whoa!
Right? Mm-hmm. Just putting that out there for you.
I'm gonna look over, and we better have. Oh, sorry. We better have 100 likes that I don't want. Here it is. Clee,
Yes!
I got Clee.
Yeah!
All right, I got the 5-star pull.
Y pose on the Clee. Hell yeah!
Here it is. Clee, I got him. Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh? I don't even know. Hello. That's very alarming, is that I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills, the electric bill, the internet bill, and the incredible amount of games, new games that I'll be buying. Just in particular, this week coming up, I'm buying 3 games. The week after, I'm buying at least 1, if not 2 games. The week after, I'm buying at least 1, if not 2 games. The week after, I'm buying at least 1, if not 2 games. And then the final week, I think I'm buying 2 games. So, as you can see, I need the funds that normally I get every month in order to afford this stuff. I need banana, tasty banana, put banana in my mouth, squeeze the peel, it comes in, then squeeze banana. A cave. Excuse me. Frog in my throat. Excuse me. Excuse me. Had to. Excuse me. The age-old rule. Oh. Excuse me.
Why autistics do the things they do. This one is called Why Autistic People Do That, which is going to be the name of the whole series. And video number 2 is Let Me Clear My Throat. Name something obvious to neurotypicals that, excuse me, right there. Name something obvious to neurotypicals that, when you discovered it, absolutely shocked you. Bodily functions being seen as disrespectful. Now, this one has always especially confused and irritated me. Now, I'm the kind of person, as you can tell, that has chronic sinus problems. They never go away. I have allergies year-round. I am clearing my throat, blowing my nose, hawking snot back. I know, so sexy. But it's just a fact of who I am, and I really can't control it. There's nothing I can do. And I understand that, you know, when you're in mixed company or you're eating or something like that, that it's not appropriate to be blowing your nose at the table or hawking back some phlegm or clearing your throat excessively. I get that. But I have barely any control over it. So it can be a real problem. When I was younger, it was, of course, a lot worse because I didn't realize how it looked to other people, and I did not care. I mean, I'd cough and hack and everything else, and people were like, "What is wrong with you?" And
welcome to the Pre-Stream Podcast. Good stuff. That was absolutely disgusting.
yeah.
Gaming?
Another thing too, and this is telling you a lot about how my body does not function properly, but I have chronic stomach problems too, which is common in autistic people. So there's a lot of farting going on, burping, stomach rumbling.
First of all, I barely eat ice cream, okay? I've already told you guys, I'm half lactose intolerant. If I eat dairy, I get very gassy, right? He's already there sitting pretty as... Oh. Well, excuse me. Holy macaroni, what the... That scared the shit out of me. The burp scared the shit out of me. Wow. But I have an issue where if I eat cheese, or too much cheese, I should say, I get a lot of bloating, gas, pain, and issues. Let's put it that way, okay?
I know that a lot of people with autism do suffer from IBS and other types of stomach issues, but you know, it just comes with the condition sometimes. So gluten-free and dairy-free actually will probably help these issues. There's a load of information and research to be read about on the internet, studies to show everything about it.